Vanakkam and Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome to this video by the Saiva Siddhanta Karagam on understanding Mahasivaratri. English translations of the Tamil text were rendered by Thiagarajan Govender, and this video is compiled and narrated by Santhalinga Adiga. What is Mahasivaratri? Mahasivaratri is a very important observance on the religious calendar of devotees of Sivaperuman. Maha means great, Siva is God Sivaperuman, and Ratri means night. Hence, collectively, it means the great night of Lord Sivaperuman. Over the period of 12 hours, devotees engage themselves in prayer, singing of divine hymns, abhishekam, chanting, and fasting, whilst controlling the mind and fixing it onto God. The holy temple conveying the greatness of Mahasivaratri. The holy temple of Thiruvaigavur conveys the greatness of Mahasivaratri. It is one of the 276 Devara Paral Petra Tiruthalangal sung by the Saiva saint Thirunyana Sambandar. The temple is in the Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu. God Siva is known as Vilvavaneshwarar as well as Thiruvaigavur Udaya Mahadevar at this temple. The goddess is known as Vallekkai Nayagi at this temple. The temple tree, Talamaram, is Vilvam. The history of the hunter conveyed on the night of Mahasivaratri is associated with this temple. In ancient times, a Munivar known as Tavanidi was performing penance at the temple in this village. One day, a hunter was hunting a deer and the deer ran into the temple. The deer ran to the Munivar for protection. The Munivar protected the deer. The angry hunter was about to attack the Munivar and kill the deer. At once, God Siva at this temple assumed the form of a tiger and began to chase the hunter. The hunter ran in fear and climbed up a Vilva tree. God Siva, in the form of the tiger, sat at the base of that tree. Left without another option, the hunter had to stay on the tree. He suffered from both fear and hunger. The sun disappeared behind the western mountains and it became dark. Fearing that he would fall asleep due to his tiredness and hunger, the hunter began to pluck the leaves of the vulva tree and throw them down one at a time in order to remain awake. Those leaves fell onto the Lord seated in the form of a tiger at the base of that tree. That night was the holy night of Mahasivaratri. The hunter performed Siva Punyam, which is Siva worship, by unknowingly worshipping the entire night without any food and sleep. The Lord was highly pleased with this worship and therefore appeared before him and bestowed upon him the liberation of deathlessness. Brahma, Vishnu, and other celestials gathered to witness this wondrous act. Very early that morning, the hunter was destined to die. Hence, Yaman, which is the Lord of Death, had to come to take his life. The hunter ran into the temple, and the Lord of Death also followed him there to take his life. God Siva, who noticed the Lord of Death coming into the temple to take the devotee's life, took the form of Dakshinamurti, holding a stick in his hand, and chased the Lord of Death, and the hunter was spared. We learn from this history That tremendous spiritual benefit is acquired by performing Siva worship on the night of Mahasivaratri. The hunter performed Abbuddhi Purva Siva Punyam, which is worship of Siva performed unknowingly or unintentionally, and received the blessings of the Lord. Imagine how much of spiritual benefit one will receive if one performs Buddhi Purva Siva Punyam, which is worship of Siva performed knowingly or intentionally on the night of Mahasivaratri. We also learn from this history that unlike the souls which are not liberated, the Lord of Death does not come to take the liberated souls from their bodies. Sivakanam, or inhabitants of Sivalokam, come to accompany them to Sivalokam. Hence, liberated souls have no fear of death or the Lord of Death. We wish all devotees a blessed Mahasivaratri observance. Thank you for watching. Mika Nandri, Vanakkam.